Today, I am making 3 base freezer meals that you can make 9 recipes out of. So if you don't like one specific freezer meal I'm making, you can change it up a little bit to make it best fit for your family. So if you are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Kristen Hills, and every Sunday, my sisters and I, we love sharing simple, easy recipes so you guys can get dinner onto the table. Now, I love freezer meals, and I prep everything and show you how to cook it, so I'm excited to show you just how simple and easy they really are. Now, you guys, today is special because I'm collaborating with one of my most favorite YouTubers. Her name is Christine from Frugal Fit Mom. Now, I've been following her for many years, and she's actually one of the people that I look up to. Now, on her channel, she loves showing you her grocery hauls, her cooking, and how she saves money. Those are my favorite things to watch. Now, Christine is sharing freezer meals over on her channel, so make sure to head over there, watch them, and tell her that Kristen from Six Sisters sent you over. All right, guys, if you're ready, we're going to make freezer meals. Then I'm gonna show you how to cook them. Then I'm gonna show you the different recipes I can make with each meal. So I'm excited. Let's get cooking. Now, the first recipe I'm making is called salsa chicken. Now, you wanna make sure that you write on your bags before you get them all set up. Now, these are freezer meal holders. They're one of my favorite things. I'll put a link down below for you. So I'm starting by putting 4 or 5 frozen chicken breasts into my bags. Next, we're just gonna add 1 packet of taco seasoning into each one. Then just 1 jar of your favorite salsa also into each bag. Then just go ahead and unhook them and just zip them up. Make sure all the air is out, and that is it. Now, you can take these 3 recipes and throw them in the freezer, but we're actually going to cook them right now, and we'll make separate recipes with these 3 freezer meals. Okay, when it's time to cook, you're going to take your freezer meal bag and dump it into your Instant Pot. Now, if you don't have an Instant Pot, don't worry. I have slow cooker instructions down below for you in the description. So we're gonna dump out the contents of the bag into our pot. Please do not cook your bag in the Instant Pot. Then we're gonna add about a 1/4 cup of water just right on top. And that is all you have to do. So we're gonna put the lid on. You're gonna push the pressure cook button, and because it's frozen, you're gonna go anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes. These are little chicken breasts, so we're gonna just cook it for 20. Go ahead and set the timer, and you can just walk away. Now, if you're making it in the slow cooker, you wanna cook it on high for 3 to 4 hours or on low for 5 to 6. You also don't have to add any water if you're cooking it in the slow cooker. All right, now that the salsa chicken is done cooking, I'm gonna show you how to make 3 recipes from it. So the first recipe I'm making is taco salad. So I'm actually gonna just grab a bunch of salad and just put it into the bottom of my bowl. Of course, we need some of our salsa chicken. Then I like to add just a little bit of black beans, a little bit of corn. Now, you can add some rice too if you want to, or even a tortilla on the bottom, but we're just going full salad today. Then I love tomatoes on my salad. A little bit of sour cream. You can add some guacamole too, that would be delicious. And then a dressing. Now, I love these Bolt House Farms dressings because they only have about 45 calories per serving, and they taste really good. So you just drizzle a little dressing on top. And that's it, the perfect taco salad. All right, the next recipe we're making with the salsa chicken is easy enchiladas. So I have my salsa chicken all cooked, ready to go. It's still warm, and I'm gonna add a 1/2 cup, or about a 1/2 cup of sour cream. Then you're just gonna mix this all together. All right, so in the bottom of a 9x13 pan, you're gonna take, I like using a big can of enchilada sauce. You're gonna pour some onto the bottom, and then just spread it around. Now, if you're going to freeze the enchiladas, you don't wanna add the enchilada sauce on the bottom. They might be a little soggy. Now we have 8 tortillas, and we're gonna fill them with the yummy filling. Then go ahead and roll them up and place them seam side down into your pan. Once they're all in, now it's time to add your enchilada sauce. I love enchilada sauce, that's why I'm using a big can. If it's not your favorite, you can use a little pan. I like my enchiladas nice and saucy. Then for my favorite part, you're just gonna add lots of cheese on top. So I usually do about 2 cups of cheese. And spread it out as even as you can. All right, we're gonna cook this in the oven at 350 degrees for about, 20 minutes or so until everything is heated all the way through. Now, if you're cooking this from frozen, just be aware you're gonna have to cook it a lot longer in order for it to, cook all the way through. Okay, when they are all done cooking, they'll be nice and golden brown on top. The cheese will be melted. Now it's time for my favorite part. So you can add all your favorite taco toppings. I like to serve it with some olives, a little bit of tomatoes, some lettuce, sour cream, guacamole. You guys know the drill. And the last recipe with salsa chicken are baked tacos. You're gonna take your original 12 shell crunchy tacos and we're gonna put them in a pan. Now you can put them in an aluminum pan or a glass pan, whatever works best for you. Now the trick is you want them to stand up. So if you need to use, let's see if I can find it here, there we go, a little bit of foil to put in between each one. We want them to all stand because we have to bake these. So we're gonna put our salsa chicken on the bottom. Now we don't want a ton on there because these tacos fill up rather quickly. All right, now that they are all filled, it's time for the rest of your toppings. Now because I already had a can open, I'm just gonna use some black beans because I love black beans in my tacos. Then we're just gonna add just a little bit of cheese on top. We're gonna stick these in the oven at 350 degrees for 10 minutes. We pulled the tacos out, now it's ready for the toppings. We're just gonna add some of our favorite toppings on top. So I'm gonna add some sour cream, add a little bit of olives on there, some tomatoes. Now these tacos are pretty little, so then we're just gonna top the very top with some lettuce. And to me, this is the perfect taco. You can see all that? That's good. All right guys, the next recipe is barbecue chicken. Now I know what you're thinking, this is so simple, so easy, but that's what freezer meals are supposed to be. They give you ideas of what you can make for dinner. Now before you get started, you wanna make sure that you write on your bags with what's inside and what recipe it's supposed to make. So I have about 4 to 5 chicken breasts in here. You can do 3 or 4 if you need to. And then all we're gonna do is add about 1.5 cups of barbecue sauce. So that's all there is to this right now. So you're gonna take it off your little holder and we're just gonna zip it up. Now it's time to put it in. If it's completely frozen, that's fine too. Just try and get out as much of what's in the bag as possible. This is pretty thawed, pretty liquidy, so we're just gonna dump it right in. Next, you're gonna add just 1/2 cup of water because it needs a little bit of liquid to cook in the Instant Pot. There you go. Now it's time to put the lid on. If you have a little knob, make sure it's turned to sealing. Now this one's a little bit different. My pressure cook's over here, so you're gonna push pressure cook. Then we're actually gonna cook it for about 25 minutes because my chicken was a little bit thicker this time around. So 25 minutes. This one you have to push start, but most Instant Pots you just have to set the timer and you can walk away. Now don't worry, you can cook this in the slow cooker too. You wanna cook it for about 3 to 4 hours on high or 5 to 6 hours on low. You don't have to add the water if you're cooking it in a slow cooker. All right, so the base in this one is barbecue chicken. It's all done cooking, so now I'm gonna show you the 3 recipes that I'm making with it. So the first recipe we're making is barbecue chicken pizza. Now, I love using this naan bread. It's like the perfect size of a mini pizza. So I'm actually gonna grab 6 of these and just put them on a cookie sheet. Now, I know we already have barbecue in the chicken, but we're just gonna add just a little bit of sauce. This is like our pizza sauce. I love using barbecue sauce. Now it's time for the cheese. You can add whatever cheese you like to. This is just the 3 blend Mexican cheese because I had a lot of it, or you can use mozzarella. That's obviously the preferred choice for pizzas, but 3 cheese works great too. Now we're gonna add on the chicken. So I kind of drained out the barbecue sauce juice, and we're just gonna kind of top the chicken on. We don't want big, huge chunks of chicken, so I'm kind of breaking it up as we go. I did shred it after it was cooked, but you know, sometimes it needs a little bit more breakdown. Then we're just gonna sprinkle on just a little more cheese on top, and then we're gonna add the red onion. It's time to cook. We're gonna cook it at 350 degrees for about 10 minutes or until things are melted. All right, pizza is all done. I like it soft so I can bend it and eat. That's really good. The next barbecue chicken base recipe is barbecue chicken sliders. So we have 12 rolls here that are like the sliders or Hawaiian rolls, and I just cut off all the tops. Now, as you're adding on your chicken, you wanna make sure that it's pretty drained, or it will make your buns kind of soggy. So I kind of drain it a little bit before I put all my chicken on. Once your chicken is on, it's time to add the provolone. Now, I just like to grab the circles that are already pre-cut. You can do shredded too, that will work just fine. Okay, once you're all done with cheese, it's time to put on the top. Now I like to take about 2 tablespoons of butter, and we're just going to brush it on top of the buns. This is what makes them a little bit crispy, and it just makes them taste so good. 350 degrees until the cheese is a little bit melted. All right, when the sliders are all done, nice and melted, you can either dip them in a little bit of barbecue sauce or just eat them just like this. That's really good. Now, the last recipe I'm making with the barbecue base is barbecue chicken taquitos. This is one of my favorites. You're first gonna grab a tortilla. We're just gonna put it right in the middle. Now next, we're gonna add just a little bit of cheese. I like to add a little bit of onion and a little bit of cilantro. Now, if you don't like onion or cilantro, you don't have to do that, but I love it. Then you're just gonna roll it up, kind of little, kind of tight, and then you're gonna put it on your pan, seam side down. The trick that I use is I like to spray them with cooking spray. You can brush them with olive oil if you want to, but this gives them that nice golden brown texture. And you cook them at 400 degrees for 15 minutes. Taquitos are done. They are nice and crunchy. I like them just crispy like that. So good. The last recipe we're making is called Italian chicken. One of my favorites and one of my kids' favorites too. So let's get going. 1 can of cream of chicken soup. 1 package of Italian seasoning. 1 package of cream cheese. This is the full 8 ounces. And then just 2 cups of chicken broth. Now this has 4 cups in it. I'm just gonna eyeball about 2 cups. Okay, now here's the trick of this recipe. You don't wanna mix everything up. You just wanna pull it out just like this, because if you're cooking it in the Instant Pot, you need that liquid not to be mixed in with the soups and the cream cheese. Now, if it's thawed, ready to go, you're just actually gonna just dump it all right into your Instant Pot. Please don't put the bag in the Instant Pot while it cooks, not a good thing. So we're gonna dump it all in. Then you're gonna put the lid on. Make sure this little knob is turned to sealing, not venting. Then we're gonna push the pressure cook button. Now, because my chicken is frozen, or if your whole thing was frozen, we're gonna cook it for about 15 minutes because they're chicken tenders. If you have chicken breasts in here, you're actually gonna cook it for 20 to 25. But because we have chicken tenders, we're just going to 15 minutes. Once I set the timer on this Instant Pot, I can just walk away. Now, if you're cooking this in the slow cooker, you just put it in the slow cooker and you're gonna cook it on high for 3 to 4 hours or on low for about 5 to 6. Italian chicken is all done cooking. There are 3 different ways I like to serve it. This one's a little bit different. You're gonna use the same base, but just have different bottoms, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now, the first way we like to eat it is with rice. For some reason, this is my favorite way of making this recipe. The next way I like to serve this is on mashed potatoes. Now, my kids like this way the very best because they love mashed potatoes. And the last way to serve this recipe is with pasta. Now, you can use any pasta that you want. So with all of these things, so mashed potatoes, rice, and pasta, I love cooking all of them in my Instant Pot. I didn't want to show that all to you today, so down below in the description, I have my 3 links, my 3 videos that leads to the best ways to cook those 3 things. All right, you guys, if you want more freezer meals, I made some make-ahead freezer meals, which are some of my favorite. You can find them just right up there. And I'll see you guys next week. Okay, bye.